Alright, hello YouTube and welcome to today's video. In today's video I'm going to be giving my Genshin Impact version 3.3 preview. This is mostly based on the information that we got from Genshin Impact's version 3.3 special program announcement, which I highly recommend that you watch. If you haven't, the link for that will be in the description below. It's about 40 minutes. Anyway, as for this preview, I'm going to start with the interlude chapter. I have checked. I have all of the prerequisites done for this, so I'll be able to start this right away in my first 3.3 stream, which most likely will be tonight. I probably will not finish it in one stream, so it will probably go into Thursday's stream as well. I am keeping my mind open on this. I've never been a big Scaramouche fan, but I know he's got a lot of fans. I don't think his character is likely to change too much in this chapter, but I'm interested to see where it's going to go. But with that, let's talk a little bit about the Phase 1 banners. So Wanderer, who is what he is now, is going to be on one of the banners. Arataki Ito is going to be on the other one. And Faruzan is a new 4-star character that will be on both. For me, I'm going to do the test run on my first stream probably tonight for Faruzan and the Wanderer, just to kind of see how they play out. My inclination is neither of these are must-haves. I think that the Wanderer probably is going to benefit players who don't have either Venti or Kazuha. I have Kazuha, so I should be fine with that, but we'll see how he goes with the test run. But for now, I'd say it's highly likely that I'm just going to skip Phase 1 in its entirety. Phase 2 is probably going to be different altogether, since I have Raiden Shogun and Kamisato Hayato at C0 already. I feel like in both cases I could benefit from getting their signature weapon. I have weapons on them that work for now, but getting Raiden's weapon gives her the most ER that I think I can get outside of her artifacts. Kamisato Hayato, I think I have a few more options with him that are better than the Akia Favonia that I currently have on him, but still that sword is pretty good. I could definitely use that, and I know a lot of people say the weapons banner is a trap. It's a gimmick, or it's just something to rob you of your Prima gems. That is partially true, I think, although if you get to a point where both of the 5 stars on the banner help you, I feel like that is your best chance to take it to go for the weapons banner, because you have a 75% chance of getting one of the 2 weapons on your first run up to 80, and your pity point on the weapons banner is 80 instead of 90. So there are a few things that kind of help you out a little bit. On the other hand, you could still end up with a 5-star weapon from the standard set that you don't want. So it's not 100%. I will definitely give it a try, assuming that I don't get talked into Phase 1. So we have a new sword that will be part of the rewards for the main event for 3.3. I don't know much about the sword. I do know it's from Inazuma, but that's about all I know. And I'll know more once the event begins. I will probably do this event in its entirety on Twitch. There are a couple other smaller events that'll go along with it. They'll also just be on Twitch. but the one that I'm planning to at least put at least like a highlights package on YouTube is going to be the Wind Trace event. So for those who don't remember this one, it was a few versions ago. I believe it usually takes place in Mondstadt, although I see that the some of the rewards are related to Sumeru as far as what was announced in the special program announcement. This is one of the very few PvP modes that Genshin Impact has ever had. It is kind of it is an interesting one. I don't think it's going to work as well for Twitch, but I think YouTube is a much better venue for at least doing kind of a highlights package for Wind Trace. And speaking of content that I think is going to work better for YouTube, we also have Genius Invocation TCG. I have no idea what to expect out of this. I do enjoy TCGs, even digital ones. I am still a little concerned about how monetized Hoyoverse could make this, but I think it will be fun nonetheless. But I also think it's going to take up way too much time to do on my Twitch streams, so I will probably be making highlights packages of my progress through Genius Invocation TCG as for YouTube going forward. And just as a side note, I think you already know this, but Genius Invocation is a permanent mode that is being added to Genshin Impact starting with this version. So if you like that type of thing, it's going to be around for a while. So now we've gotten past everything that Genshin Impact is bringing to the table. I want to kind of go through what I think I can get done as far as building new characters and building new artifact sets. This is something that I find helps me out a lot, is just applying what I know about making Kanban charts and just coming up with a general plan that I can usually keep to. So what you're seeing on the screen right now is everything I planned for 3.2, everything I got completed. As you can see, I pretty much got, if you kind of average everything out, I think I did pretty good. When it comes to the estimates, it's not set in stone. I kind of knew going in that I wasn't going to be making a lot of 9 to 10 talents. So I knew but I also knew I was going to do more 7 to 8 talents than I normally do. So overall, I think I did a pretty good job. I was really, when it came to the artifact sets, I had a very ambitious plan for that, and so it actually was. It almost took a miracle just to get 3 sets done, but 3 sets done I did, and so yeah. Overall, everything worked out pretty good. I took the numbers for 3.2, added them to my estimators, and you can see the 3.3 estimate on the right. Now, you may notice that even on the rows where I didn't meet the estimate for 3.2, everything went up. And the reason everything went up is that 3.3 is going back to the 6-week schedule. So the 3.2 estimate was based on a 5-week version. 3.3 is based on a 6-week version. So that's why the numbers kind of went up. So let's take a look at the Kanban board and see what I have in mind for 3.3. So here it is, if you've never seen a Kanban board before. So we'll look at the characters first. So I think I can build 2 characters in 3.3 since I've been able to build 2 in the 5-week plans. Right now, I would say that Chi-Chi is pretty much my top priority for building in 3.3. I think that I'm getting pretty close to building her artifact sets. I have a general idea of what I need for her weapon. I've heard a lot of people say, "Don't build Chi Chi. You'll be disappointed if you build Chi Chi." And I've done a lot. I've done my research on that, and I think that people who get disappointed in Chi Chi are people who maybe get a little bit sidetracked in what her requirements are and what her role should be. I am building Chi Chi as a healing support, and you can see down in the artifact sets that I have the ocean hued clam in mind for her. Chi Chi is an unusual healer where her healing is based on how much attack she has. So the higher attack she has, the more healing she can do. And from what I've seen from other videos and other guides for Chi Chi, is a lot of people look at that high attack and their mind starts to wander a little bit. Can we make her a cryo DPS in addition to being a healer, or can we give her a lot of elemental mastery so that she can do reactions? And I think that's where it starts to fall off. The farther you get away from her being a healer that just happens to need attack as to scale her healing, the farther you go down that road, the more confusing you get, and then you end up with a Chi Chi that might not be good at anything. And that's with her being a 5-star. So I have Nahida from that I pulled from version 3.2. I am probably going to start to burn down my on hold column right over here if I want to do a second character. They're kind of the order in which they are in the on hold list is roughly the order that I would want to build them. I would say that it's really kind of three different priorities right now. Every one of these three right here is kind of priority number one. Bennett is priority number two, and then Kaya and Aloy are priority number three. Now I know that there's a lot of people who are probably wondering how I managed to get this far without building Bennett, and why Bennett is behind three other characters that I want to finish first. It will make sense, I think. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm going with the characters. A little bit further on down, we can see the different artifact sets. Let's not mess up with my chart. Okay, so I'm mostly gonna keep myself to just doing these three what I have in work right now. Last in 3.2, I did a lot of Husk of Opulent Dreams grinding. As that went along, I ended up with a lot of ocean hued clams that I just kind of set off to the side. I wanted to get Husk of Opulent Dreams done first for Ito, Noel, and Yunjin. Um, so a lot of the grinding as far as the domain has already been done. It's just a matter of leveling up the artifacts, making sure I've got the right ones, testing things out, and making sure everything's going to work okay. For Barbara, this is a bit of an experiment to see if Ocean Hued Clam could work as well as Maiden Beloved. Now, I kind of expected that there would be a little bit of a drop off with the healing, and there is a little, and I have noticed a little bit of it. What kind of offset, at least for Barbara, is that she ended up with a decent amount of additional hit points that she got off of the set that she currently has right now that's not even finished. So with that in mind, the Ocean Hued Clam set that she now currently has is doing almost as good as Maiden Beloved, and Maiden Beloved was doing ridiculous amounts of healing. So um, the damage that Ocean Hued Clam does is not that much, but it is something. So might as well just keep it. And I'll probably just finish that up, and once that's done, I can just recycle her Maiden Beloved artifacts since I don't think anyone else will ever need them. I think Chi Chi will end up also with the Ocean Hued Clam for most of the same reasons. There's really no reason to go all the way back to the Maiden Beloved set and grind that. The only way I would ever want to do that is if I wanted to reopen my double V sets or to pull someone else onto the chart who also requires double V. So yeah, I don't think that those two are gonna take that much longer to do. But you can see on the on hold I have Lisa. Now Lisa has a 4-piece Thundering Fury set right now. I did some looking, and I think that I probably should fix her artifact set. It has a lot of mistakes in it that come with just being one of the first artifact sets I made once I started getting orange artifacts regularly. So I need to give her a new weapon, and I think that if I go with Thundering Fury as a 2-piece set and an attack 18% as a second 2-piece set, I think that will work a little bit better than the full 4-piece Thundering Fury. That's just a guess right now, but one way or the other, I need to fix her crits. And if I don't fix that, then she's probably not going to be getting off the bench anytime soon. So there are a lot of options for the attack 18%. The obvious choice is Gladiator Fury or Gladiator Finale, which I'm probably gonna be getting as I defeat bosses for Chi Chi. It's not like the Cryo Regis-Fine is that particularly hard, but it does drop regularly. Gladiator Finale. But I think that there's another attack 18% that I think is going to work just as well. If you kind of see the artifact sets that I have in mind over here, you might get an idea of what I might be thinking about. But for now, I would say that these 3 will be done first, and then once I'm done with that, I have 4 characters that I believe will end up with a 4-piece Emblem of Severed Fate. I will probably do all of them together, keeping in mind that not everyone's going to need the exact same build. It's just once I've gone into the Emblem of Severed Fate again, I just want to make sure that I've gotten all of the sets done that I want to get done, so I don't have to go back there again anytime soon. So that's kind of what I have in mind for the artifact sets. And then for talent levels, I kind of retooled Noelle's artifact sets in version 3.2. Part of that was just a experiment because I was going back to Husk of Opulent Dreams. I ended up pulling for Nahida to get her on my account, and in the process of doing so, I got Noelle all the way from C2 all the way to C6. And once Noelle is C6 and you give her a proper DPS build, she is nigh on unstoppable. Everything that people sing the praises of Bennett from here to there. I feel like Noelle is a character you either get or you don't. You can't build her as a DPS the same way that you would normally build a DPS. Although if you figured out how to build Arataki Ito, it's exactly the same way. Now, one of the good things about Noelle is that she can do crazy amounts of damage if her skill and burst are active at the same time. She can heal, she can shield. It is. I mean, it is basically if you can get her to C6 and you give her a proper DPS build, she's going to be one of your top characters. So that's why I added her crown to my queue for talents. I do still want to get Jean up to 9 as well, but I probably will not crown Jean. I think that there'll be some other options to go with for Animo, although I've already crowned Lumine as an Animo character, so I do have a few other ideas for that, but I probably won't crown Jean. Um, Now Chi Chi's all to 6 will be added to this list once she's level 70. As for the rest of them, I've already looked through my list, confirmed that I have enough weekly boss drops from Devalin to do all of Noel and Jean's talents that I want to do here. All that's necessary are resistance books and a lot of them. And then finally, last but not least, we have the weapons. You can see that I have a Solar Pearl in mind for Lisa. That is going to be part of what I'm going to need to fix her crits. The second one right here that's TBD is the new weapon that we're getting from the event in 3.3. I don't know anything about this. I would imagine that this will end up being from the Court of Flowing Sand as far as its ascension materials. As far as whether it's as far as I mean, it's going to be worth making, if only because you get a nice discount for making that weapon as part of during the event. Now, event weapons, as far as whether they're used for or not, my experience is they can be hit and miss. You can you could build it and it could be sitting on your shelf. You could get it and you could immediately put it on a character. The pole arm that we got last time is Shenhe's new weapon, and that was mostly because it had a very good attack um, percentage, better than any other pole arm that I could have given her. Now, obviously, if she gets her signature weapon, that's pretty much the only one that would beat that as far as I can tell. Now, this last one is the Cursed Sword from Kazuha's Story Quest. If you haven't done Kazuha's Story Quest, you'll probably be doing it soon. Um, but that is the one I plan to give to Chi-Chi. It's got a very high attack percentage, which is what she needs to heal. The only reason I might skip off of that is if the second one also becomes an attack percentage sword, then it just will become which one's better. Given that we just had an attack percentage weapon last time, I'd be surprised if we're getting another one this close. Now, as far as the other ones, I don't plan to move any of these into the queue for 3.3. There is going to be one. There's one weapon that's probably got to be made that you don't see right now, and that is that if I wish on the banner for Phase 2, I would expect that I'm going to be getting a new 5-star weapon. It's not a guarantee because there are standard weapons I could get a repeat of that would just simply refine into the existing ones. But if I get a new weapon and and particularly if it's a signature weapon, then it's going to be added to the queue for 3.3. As you can see from my estimates below, I should have enough to do that. It just might take away from some of my other priorities. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoy Genshin Impact 3.3, which will be coming for all of us very, very soon. And if you enjoyed my video, please give me a follow on Twitch or subscribe here and leave a like. Um, all the stuff that you usually do for YouTube videos. Um, yeah, and that should do it. I'll see you later.